Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to Ravens Escape Crafts. I'm your host, Sue. Um, so, it's been a couple minutes since I made a video. It's just been crazy. I'm working on it. I'm hoping to get through this. I don't know if I will or not. Somebody's coming. I don't know when. uh, so, yeah. So, finish. Well, if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Here we talk about all kind of craft stuff. We talk about life and books and all sorts of other stuff. So, um, yeah. So what I've been working on, I usually show like first thing I show what I've finished. I have not finished a thing. I will start off with that. Not that I haven't been working on things. I have. Not as much as I would like, but I have been working on some stuff. I've been working on making granny squares out of the red heart. Um, I've been working on these. I don't know what they're going to become, but I've been working on them. So give me just kind of a project I can like just sink my teeth into. And I finally jumped onto the hacky sack. Right now. So, right. Uh, the hacky sack bandwagon. This camera is just like I don't know. It's dreary and stuff that it's not showing the best colors, but I have like a rainbowy one and this one. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get this lighting better. This is like a tealy one, and I've been making a bunch of these. So getting on the hacky sack bandwagon, trying to see if I can make some. Apparently, like they're really popular right now, and they're impossible to get. So I'm working on them. This one I'm working on is a. So I get the colors. It's much brighter in person. It's like greens, yellows, and oranges. So that's what I'm working on right now. What have you guys been working on? I know last time I showed you guys some soaps and stuff like that. Um, uh, I hope you guys enjoyed that because I really enjoy making the soaps too. I can't do it as much as I'd like. Right now, I am just maintaining the scents the fragrances and the shapes that I've been making because I just to come up with new stuff and do fun new stuff, it takes a lot of walking, and obviously right now that's not a thing I can do. So I, but I can maintain the ones that I have been making. I've been, if I sell stuff, I do keep making more. So if there's anything that anybody's interested in, let me know. Any kind of scents or shapes or colors that you guys would like to see or try, I can make that. I do have a lot of different uh, women's, men's, all sorts of stuff available. I even make a beard balm because my husband has a beard and absolutely loves his beard balm. So I do have that kind of stuff in my shop too. If anybody's interested. But we're talking about crochet. These are actually, if anybody watches this crochets, these are actually pretty easy to make. These, the hacky sacks, there are so many different patterns out there. First off, let me say that. I looked up patterns and like, there are so many, and not like that there's a whole bunch of the same pattern, there's so many different patterns. Um, I tried, I think it was Sunday or Monday. It might have been Monday. I think I sat here and I fiddled around with it and I made like 4 different ones, all different patterns. They all turned out a little different. I ended up having to have my husband take them into work because there's some of the guys at work that play hacky sack, and so I had them take them in and see what they thought. Now they liked all of them, so that wasn't super helpful, but it's just they did tell me like the tighter the better because they loosen up as you play. So I sort of took all the different patterns that I looked up and I sort of picked. I've been making my own pattern because isn't that what I always do? We're figuring out what works best for me because everybody crochets a little different, I guess, and everybody has a different idea of what they're supposed to look like. So that's what I have been working on, granny squares, and now I am in the midst of making as many hacky sacks as I can before this trend ends. Um, so I'm going to work on those with my granny squares as a backup for now. So yeah, so I've been doing that. Let's see what else has been going on. Not too much health wise since I last talked to you. I am excited because I finally got a. I was supposed to have a physical therapy evaluation on Friday, so that'll be good. They're supposed to come to the house, so we'll see how that works out. I'm hoping for one of two outcomes. Either A, they can give me some exercises that will help, you know what I mean? Because I have tried so many different things, it drives me nuts because so many people are like, oh, you need to move, you need to do stuff. And like, I have tried so many different exercises, so many different stretches, so much stuff. I've YouTubed and Googled and I've gotten a whole lot of ideas and I've tried so many of them and it seems like everything I do makes things worse. So, and not like sore, like worse, like, again, like I'm 48. I know what sore muscle pain from doing too much feels like, and this is not that. This is like pain, like you hurt yourself pain. So I'm hoping maybe they can either give me, like, evaluate me and give me exercises that I can do to help things, or either that, or if at the very least I'll have some sort of documentation that I'm not just being lazy, because that's what people seem to think, including doctors. you know so I'm hoping, a professional, like a professional physical therapist says, like, oh, well, no, she can't do this stuff, like, this is a problem. Maybe that'll help solidify the fact that I'm not just lazy, you know. And I've been on my crazy diet that they put me on, so I've been doing fairly good with that. I did cheat a little on Memorial Day because, but just for dinner, and yeah, it was just for dinner because my husband made, we didn't go to, like, it was a miserable rainy weekend here, so we didn't really have anybody having picnics or anything. Okay. So we just had our own little picnic, and my husband made um, stuffed portobellos with crab meat and bacon and cheese. That's the part I'm not supposed to have. That was really good. And then he made hot dogs, which again I'm not really supposed to have. And I did have a hot dog. And then what else did he make? Oh, corn on the cob. So I can have that because we didn't really make that with anything bad. So, but I've been doing pretty good. I did cheat a little this weekend, like I said. We did go to the movies. We went to the drive-in I was telling you guys on Saturday to see Mando Grogu. If you have not seen it, it's a good movie. It really is. It's fun. It's kind of, it's not quite as serious Star Warsy as a lot of the Star Wars movies This one has a lot more. Just it's just a fun movie. It really is. I mean, the 2 hours went by in no time, and of course, it all of us underestimated. Like they said, it was going to be rainy and chilly. Right now, I think all of us underestimated how chilly it was going to be. So and then they said the rain was going to stop at 8 o'clock, and which the movie was supposed to start at 8:50. So we were all trying to not freeze, and we were sitting there, and we were like I said, my husband dressed up in his Mandalorian outfit, and we were the rest of us were there because we had to get there at 5:30, and the movie didn't start till almost 9 o'clock. So the rest of us were hanging out. I was, of course, just hanging out in the car because I can't really go anywhere. Everybody else was kind of wandering around, and it was cold. I mean, I kept having to start the car and like warm up, and I'm like, oh boy, because we planned on putting chairs out and watching it like that. Yeah, that's not how it ended up. We tried. I was frozen. I was literally like shivering, and then it started to rain, and so now it's damp and cold. Like it's wet or wet and cold. I couldn't do it, so we ended up having to turn the van around in the middle of the movie, pack everything up, throw it in the back, and then watch the movie from inside the van. But regardless, we had fun. It wasn't the day we wanted because, obviously they were expecting a sold out show. It was not a sold out show because they were because it was cold and raining, and not everybody wants to go to the drive-in in the pouring rain because it was pouring earlier. Yeah, it really was. All right, hold on. Let me see. One, two, three, four. Okay, yeah, so I need to do something. It was raining all day, like off and on, like pouring, and and then even when we sat in the van, we had to have the wipers on the whole time because it was just rain, 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 rain. It was frustrating, but we still had fun. We still laughed. We were playing. We did. We had fun. We had a lot of fun, and it was an amazing movie. So, and the people that own the drive-in, Shakewellers in Orfield, Pennsylvania, if anybody, um, Matt and Lauren are like the nicest people. I don't know if I told you the story about them, but um, it's a theater that's been around here for a long, 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 long time, and it was closed. The owners that owned it were aging, and they just didn't. It's a lot of work doing a drive-in, a lot of outside stuff. They couldn't do it anymore, and it was closed. And developers were sniffing around. They wanted the land. It's at a prime spot around here. You know what I mean? And the developers were sniffing around, trying to buy the land up to tear everything down and build something else. And luckily, this couple in their 30s are huge driving enthusiasts. They had traveled all over the country to go to different drive-ins. That's like their passion. And they, when they saw that it was up for sale, they talked to the owners and they bought it. And now they run it. They do year-round movies, even in the wintertime. Like over the winter, they had a shovel party because it was so snowed in, and they didn't know how to get it cleared out. So they had a shoveling party and had people come and uh, volunteer to shovel, and then they gave them all like snacks from the snack bar, and a lot of people showed up. It was really heartwarming to see. I'm sorry, I'm trying to count. And so, yeah, and they're the nicest people. I mean, we met them. Hold on a second. And we met them on Saturday, and like they couldn't have been nicer. I mean, first they like complained that we all bought tickets. They're like, "Why did you guys buy tickets?" I'm like, "Because, you know, because we want to support the theater." And they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't have bought tickets. You didn't need to buy tickets." I'm like, "Yeah." So then, of course, my husband and the other two guys that troop, of course, again, more people were supposed to troop on with them on Saturday, but of course it was raining and miserable, so uh, it was only three of them. But they're like, "Anything you guys want from the snack bar, don't pay for anything from the snack bar." And they're like, "No, that's not how we roll." You know, they're but they could not have been nicer, and they run a really nice theater there. We're definitely going to go back this summer when it's nice out and not raining and freezing. It was, like I said, it was I underestimated. We all did. Like, the kids were frozen, we were frozen. Even my husband wearing, he wears like a t-shirt and shorts under his costume, and then it's like a layer of wears like a flight suit, and then it has armor on it. Oh, then he wears a vest, and then armor and a helmet and a cape, and even in all that, he was freezing, shivering, and like I said, I wore my jacket that I normally wear in the winter because it's sort of like, it's not a North Face, but it's like sort of like a North Face kind of thing where it's like the insulated, but then it's got the windbreaker and the water resistance. It didn't do a darn thing. Like, I'm telling you, like, I used to go out in the snow and sweat in this thing, and it was just so windy and damp and chilly. Ugh. I don't think we didn't warm up all day Saturday or all day Sunday. All day Sunday, we're all like, ugh. It was, and I'm like, this is May. Why is it like this in May? It's not supposed to be like this in May. So, yeah, so that was our Saturday. It was still fun. It was still fun despite all of it, but it was cold. It was cold. Oh, speaking of which, I'm like chilly just talking about it. So, yeah, so we did that, and then Sunday we all kind of just chilled. Um, got a little bit of stuff done, and then Monday we just did nothing. Um, Todd played video games, made dinner. We just had a nice day. It was nice. It was a nice weekend. It was a break for everybody because the kids have been so busy. My husband's been so busy. Everybody's been so busy, and everybody just finally got to like just have fun and then chill for 2 days. It was so nice. It really was. Of course, Logan brought his cold home, so I'm fighting with that. But other than that, that's okay. Um, what else? Not a whole lot else has been going on. Um, you know, I'm trying to think that not a whole lot else has been going on. I've been working on this stuff. I've been reading. Oh, for reading, I've been reading. I finished Project Hail Mary. I haven't talked to you since that. I read Project Hail Mary. If anybody, I know the movie's that I want to see the movie so bad, but I like to read the book first because once I watch the movie, then like I'm picturing those people and things instead of making up my own characters. I'd rather read it, make up my own characters, than watch the movie and have like, because I'm fine with them doing like movie interpretations of people. Obviously it's never going to be exactly the same as what I thought it was. So, I'm fine with that. I do better. I just do better if I read the book first and then watch the movie. Because if I watch the movie and read the book, sometimes. So I finished that. So now whenever that comes out on streaming, we can watch that, and I'm excited because it was a really good book, and it made you think about a lot of stuff. So I will warn you about that. And then the ending, all I'm gonna say, and no spoilers, but the end was not how I thought it was gonna end. Not at all. No. So yeah, so I finished that, and then right now I'm reading RuPaul's book. It's called The House of Hidden Meetings. I'm almost done with it. Look, I'm almost done. Again, I thought RuPaul, I thought it was gonna be funny and lighthearted. It's not. It's really not. It's very deep. It's not dark, but it's deep. It's very deep and it's very insightful. And sometimes it surprises me. Like, of course, like I have been a fan of RuPaul since Supermodel came out. I love that song. I love that song. I had it on a single, on a cassette. Anybody remembers those? And I used to listen to it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I love that song. So, love RuPaul. Um, and of course, Drag Race. I mean, I love Drag Race. So, I watched that season one. I was like freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, RuPaul's Drag Race. Oh my god. So, I read it. I bought the book. I found it at Ollie's actually for cheap. And it's really good. It's really insightful. I said, wasn't expecting that. You never know what you're going to get with some of these books. Like, some books that I've read, I can say, like, I've read quite a few. Alright, so I totally did not get back to making a video yesterday because, yeah, because, well, because, yeah. So, part two of the same video next day. Oh, sorry, my son brought home a little cold. Oh my god, I have no idea what I was talking about yesterday. So, welcome to part two. Day later, um, we're gonna chit chat. Sorry, this lighting. I don't know why this camera is so bad with lighting. Um, I have no idea what I was talking about yesterday. I have no idea what was going on yesterday. Did finish my RuPaul book. I know I was talking about. I started to talk about the RuPaul book. I think that's where I was. If not, don't mind me. Um. So I got this RuPaul book. I found it at Ollie's actually, and it's called The House of Hidden Meetings, a memoir. Like I said, I think I started this yesterday. If I'm repeating, ignore. Just go do something, get yourself a cup of coffee or something. In the meantime, but so what I did, or I bought the book. So rewind. Hold on. I have been a RuPaul fan for ever. I I started liking RuPaul when Supermodel came out. I just thought it was like the best thing. I love that song. I played it hundreds, thousands, who knows how many times. Still like listening to it to this day. So, I'm gonna just work on my hacky sacks. I did get a lot of them done. Well, not too many. We'll get to that in a minute. Um, so the RuPaul book, it's really good, really, really good. I expected, knowing, having watched RuPaul for all these years between his music career and and of course, obviously, who doesn't know RuPaul's Drag Race? He's very, like, he can be serious, but most of the time he's like very lighthearted and fun, and a lot of silly and stuff like that. Doesn't take himself too seriously. So I kind of expected the book to be sort of like that, and it wasn't. It was incredibly introspective, and it made me think about a lot of stuff. It's stuff like that I'm still thinking about today, to be honest with you. It was really, really introspective about, about his life, but about, I don't want to say this properly, how certain communities, or how community can shape you, how your parents can shape your life. It's a really introspective look at things. Um, probably, and it's not ruining the book. If you, I think you should read it. It's really interesting about his life. It goes pretty much from childhood up to like right before RuPaul's Drag Race started, and um, like I'm trying to think of how to say this properly. Well, okay, I'll give you one of my favorite parts of the book, and maybe I'll make you want to read it more. So when he was talking about, he was talking about, okay, he was in the club scene and stuff in the 90s. Let's just say shock of shockers. He did a lot of drugs. So he was doing drugs and stuff, met this guy. They were in a relationship, and I won't get into the whole details. You can read the book. But the guy that he was dating got into crystal meth, which, again, we know late 90s, early 2000s, that became huge. So, he had, so the guy he was dating had a drug problem, and he ended up having to put him in rehab because he was really bad. And while he was in rehab, they told him to take him out and take him to meetings so that he could start on the process of learning in the meetings in the area where they were living, so that, when he got out of rehab, he already had an established place to go to meetings. So RuPaul went there and took him to a meeting, checked him out of the rehab to go to a meeting, and then he was supposed to bring him back. And, of course, he took his boyfriend to the meeting, and he stood in the back of the room because this wasn't for him. This was for his boyfriend. Well, he started listening to a woman, an older woman in her 70s, talk about her relationship with her mother and how she started doing drugs, and why she did them for many years was to not have to deal with who she was or what had, how she had lived and stuff like that. And he started to realize the longer he was at this meeting that, like, hey, this woman is talking about me, And it was just such an interesting, like, it really made me think about stuff, you know what I mean? And he also talked about, the other big profound thing that I got out of it was he talked about his, I think it was his father's side of the family, yeah, was former slaves, like one generation back. So, or yeah, two generations back or something like that. It wasn't very far back. And so he was talking about how things get ingrained in a culture, in a society, and how hard it is to drag those things out of the culture and society even generations later. And I was like, it was a new perspective for me on something I hadn't heard before. And I was like, I've been thinking about it ever since. How, that is, like, it applies to all sorts of cultures, you know what I mean? And it was something I never really thought about before. You think, like, they always talk about, like, breaking the chain, like, when you talk about abuse, when you're talking about, like, child abuse or something like that. How a lot of times it goes down the chain and you need to break the chain. Or, like, alcoholism or even, like, drug addiction they always say it can be inherited, which I was never really sold on that. You know what I mean? I don't feel, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, but I understand now, like, he put this in a perspective where I'm like, okay, so it's not really inherited as much as, uh, like it's just ingrained. You know what I mean? Like I don't know that. Hold on. All right, sorry, I completely got sidetracked. I just realized there was a package here that was supposed to go out today, and everybody forgot about it. So yeah, so that's the introspective part of my book. Um, and then so as far as what's going on with me, not too much. We did the movies I told you about yesterday, and then we hung out this weekend, and then my aide wasn't here. Oh, I told you about that too. So I did have a really nice aide that came yesterday and today. She just left, so she's really nice. I like her a lot. She's my regular aide's supposed to be back on Monday, but she's in might be having surgery a little bit later on, so we'll see. But I really like this lady. Monica is her name. I like her. I like that name, and so she's been here. She's more like she's right around my age, and she's really nice and helpful. So and we get along really good. So it's been really nice to hang out with her the last 2 days. But it's still the weird thing about having an aide is like having to have new people in your house all the time. You know, new people, um, like coming in and like how do I want to say this? Like trying to. I know they're here to do a job, and I know they're here to help me, but it's my home, and I'm a person, and I feel like it's hard to like obviously I mean she's been like they help and they do stuff and I ask them to do stuff, but I feel bad like asking them to do too much stuff, especially my temp people who are only here for a day or so. I mean, I'm not gonna like show them all around the house and like, well, I can't show them upstairs or downstairs. But I show like I don't want to like get them like doing all kind of stuff that So I just have them doing basic things, which is fine. It's still a help. Um, but it's just still weird, even when they're like really nice, like having a stranger in your house and trying to get to know a new person each time. And I'm the kind of person who is going to talk to them and trying to, you know, I don't want to like I can't have somebody in my house and not like sit here and have a conversation with them and be like a hostess but not a hostess because I can't do anything. Oh, it's weird. It's weird and it's tough. And it's just weird. It's weird to navigate. So we'll see. So this afternoon, supposedly sometime they're gonna call me about getting physical therapy tomorrow. It's supposed to come and evaluate me. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping. Hope. All right, it cut off. I don't know. I think I was in the middle of a sentence. I'm so sorry. It cut off because memory was full. So let's wrap it up. All right. So I don't know what I was in the middle of saying because I didn't even notice it cut off right away. But so tomorrow I'm supposed to today the physical therapist is supposed to call me about coming tomorrow to do evaluation. I could really use a win. I could really use a win right now with this health stuff. So we're hopeful. If not, June 6th, I have appointment with pain management. If that doesn't work, back to the OBGYN. That's where I'm at right now. I could really use one of these things to be a win. That's all I have to say. But I am still trying to stay positive. I am still trying to stay happy. I am still going to make hacky sacks. I have a bunch made now. I'm going to put them up on my Etsy shop. So if you know anybody who plays hacky sack, let me know. I can provide them for them. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you do something nice for yourself today. I really do. I'm in a lot of pain today, but I'm in a good mood because I got a lot done this morning. I cut up fruit for dinner. We're going to have, even though it's supposed to have too much fruit, it's still healthier than other stuff. That's all I have to say. So we are going to have, my husband grilled up some chicken breasts, and we're going to have some chicken salads. We got we got lettuce, and I cut up some green peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes. I did not cut the avocado because that'll be brown by dinner time, but we got an avocado to put on them. And then chicken breasts we're going to cut up to put on the salads. And, oh, sunflower seeds. I love sunflower seeds, and I can have those. And then we're going to have some fruit with it. I cut up watermelon, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries. So it should be a really good, yummy dinner. And I'm looking forward to that. And I'm trying to keep myself in a positive mood. I hope you do something nice for yourself today. And I hope you just have a wonderful day. And I will see you again next time. And until then, choose love every day. Bye, everybody.